What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Box Office Banter, number 75 to be exact. We have Jordan with us still, along with Rodney and Josh.
I'm back.
Yes, Josh has managed to escape from the depths that he called
was possessed.
home. Yeah, it was fucking
See
crazy.
See that segue?
I see what you're doing
Okay, let's
here,
go.
dude. That's insane. We're going to be doing the movie Possession. Have you heard of Possession? All right, man, we're diving full-on spoilers. So this will be like the one time I say if you're a big horror fan, don't watch this if you haven't seen it because there is some fucking dark moments in this shit, dude. Anyways, let's jump straight in, though. All right, I'm going to say this. I'm already getting weird vibes, like, off the bat, dude, with these two's relationship. Like, just the way they're laying in bed together talking. And this was, if you've seen the movie, it gets way fucking crazier after this. But there's just a vibe in the air that, like, this couple is just not normal. There's something going on with them.
Well, yeah, and even before you meet the couple, that music that starts sets that kind of like weird tone to the whole movie.
Oh yeah, it carries you into a little bit of an uncomfortable situation. You know, you're like,
100%.
what could we be getting into? It's a little dark, a little questionable. Go ahead and bring them in.
Some weird
Rodney's
elements.
just starting to write notes.
You're writing notes now. Thank you for jumping in. He's just copying what we're writing down right now. Yeah. So basically, it just goes south. More and more and more and more. And Sam Neill, man, he's kind of a fuck up in this movie. But there's elements, I guess, just because I'm a man and I've been in this situation as a man. Not quite this situation, but where you're just like emotional about a woman. Everybody's been there. You can put your pride aside. It's happened to everybody. Vice versa on the woman's side, too. But as a man, I can relate to Sam Neill. Not quite this much, but enough. And you see it here, dude. Like, you know it's bad when you got to call your bitch's friend for the info, dude. Like, come on. Like, what's going... Just let me in on a little something here. Just, like, what's she doing?
Desperate?
Yeah, like, I mean, come on, man. Like, right there, that tipped you off. You were like, all right, man, this guy's locked in deep. But little did we know just how locked in deep this motherfucker was, dude. I mean, God, asking them tough questions, though. We finally got his girl on the fucking phone. He's over here asking her, like, was he better than me?
Oh, dude.
Was he this?
Why would you even set yourself up for that?
Don't
Yeah, it was like he was asking just to find out, like something he already knew.
Yeah, like, it was horrible. I don't even want to think about it.
It was a harsh reality to face for most men, and he really, really dug into that for himself.
Mm-hmm. And he was like blatantly, or she was, I should say, blatantly honest. Like, there was no like beating around the bush. It was like, yes.
It was yes. It was a lot of yeses. I think it was five yeses.
Yeah, there was one no. Like, at least he wasn't listening. That's what it was. Like, oh, thank God. At least, you know what? I'm happy that wasn't a yes, but I would have rather of that one been in, like, you know, the other category because the other ones were so much worse. You hit me with some harsh truths. You could have just lied. Yeah, rough go there, dude. And then, of course, you know, scenes go by, and they end up at this, like, almost like diner, dude.
A cafe.
Yeah, like, so weird watching them argue back to back, dude, in that restaurant. And nobody did shit till Chef Boyardee himself shut that shit down, dude. He just yeeted his way on
What
top
was the
of
point of them sitting back to back? Like, it was like they were trying to be secretive that they were talking.
Yeah, and...
Like, why not sit at the same fucking table and talk about it?
Well, I think that's a reference to something. Now, what is it a reference to? Yeah, I feel like I'm failing with this review right now because last time I watched this, I did like such like a deep dive. It was like my second time watching it. I was like, I gotta lock in this time. It was right when I bought this Blu-ray, and I was like, you know, sitting at the edge of the bed in front of the TV, and I'm like, okay, that could mean that. But this time it was kind of like more of like a chill environment, watching it with the boys. And I locked in, but I didn't lock in fully. Like, I found myself asking myself, like, internally, like, man, like, I remember, like, pulling all these, like, little secretive things out of this movie. Like, oh, that means that, that means that. And then as soon as the movie capped, I was like, damn it, I feel like I did not come away with as much as that as I did last time, which kind of made me feel bad because I'm usually, like, overly prepared. But I remember watching this the time prior, and I remember thinking, like, okay, that probably means that. Because it's so, like, the director is just so on top of those type of things. Like, he's just adding in little things that don't really make sense within the story, but it's like a metaphor for something else. And I remember last time I watched this thinking, oh, that probably means that. And here I am, empty on the spot this time. But that was definitely done for a reason.
It's like they were trying to be secretive, like not letting other people know they were talking, but then yelling at each other in the same sentence, and everyone in the cafe or whatever could hear him. But like you were saying, didn't face fucking anybody in the shop.
Yeah, nobody cared. I think that was kind of part of the frame, like part of the picture that they were like trying to perceive in the shot. It was just like they're being loud, they're being excessive, and it's just between them, and nobody really else is looking in to what exactly they're going
Mind
through.
your own business.
Yeah, I mean, I got to be honest, dude. That got so hectic. I probably been like, yeah, I'm probably just not gonna fuck with that.
Yeah,
like I'd
probably
crazy.
be leaving.
Part of that, bro.
Yeah,
That's a
dude.
lot,
Everybody's always like, I would have done something. It's like, would you have? Are you sure?
In that situation.
Yeah, it's always the people in movies like, if I was there, I would have done. Like, no, when you're fucking scared shitless, are you gonna do that? And that's like usually on like a more overly extreme type of situation. This is a lesser extreme. Something almost as crazy could happen in public in your lifetime, or maybe even something this crazy. But I mean, you really never know what you're gonna do in those situations. It's like just a bystander that's kind of helpless. Like, all right, man, not my problem. How about how Mark deals with it though? Like, dude, them insane like withdrawals and just looking like a psychopath.
I did not know what was going on at first. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh
Like, they
my
just
Lord.
gonna cut to this?
Right. The rocking chair though, he's literally like,
Yeah, he went into that.
The
He went into that
extension
from
on that.
the room that
Holy
he was in,
shit.
though. Like
Yeah.
he withdrawed from that room. He was in that room,
Mm-hmm.
and he had bottles of alcohol surrounding that bed, and it looked like he had pissed the bed.
Mhm.
So he had been in there for 3 weeks. Is what she
3
said?
weeks is what the lady
just
said.
sitting there rotting away, basically. Now, did he go to the liquor store? Or does he just have that much liquor on deck? That's
He
the
just
real
stack
question.
up.
I mean, room service. You know what I'm
And if
saying?
he did go to the liquor store, I want to know like what the people at the liquor store saw. Like, I just have like 5 more beers. It's like, I don't know
Withdrawal,
if you can hand that to him. He's got piss stains on his pants.
peeing on his
Of course,
bed.
Rodney had a big problem with him not buttoning his shirt up. So the guy was probably like, button your shirt up of all things. The piss is okay, but button that fucking shirt up, bro. Jesus.
Nobody
mentioned
had their
his shirt.
shirts buttoned in this movie.
Yeah, fucking Heinrich too.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
bothering the fuck
Always.
out of Rodney. He was like, I'd look over at him, he'd just be like,
Here's the
"Oh,
thing. Once he
Jesus
pointed it out
Christ,
to me,
button it up.
once he pointed it out, like to me, I started noticing it. I was like, "Fucking button your shirt, dude. Come on, what you doing?
Where's your
It's
tie?
it was just like
Do you have a tie?
the bottom two were like button. Just
Yeah,
to,
that
like,
was
keep the
it.
shirt
Just the
together.
bottom two.
But you're seeing full nipplage.
And his suits that he was wearing were getting
Definitely.
destroyed.
Oh my god, dude.
I didn't like the first act of this movie at all.
Really?
I hated the first act of this
And
movie.
you know what? That's
No,
right.
pretty
It
much
was
right
slow.
there.
It was slow.
It's
It's not even that.
that.
It's the acting was abysmal for me.
The acting.
Her and him together was just awful at first. Which, going into the second act, it got, actually a lot better. But then third act, of course, completed it. But
It was just over the top.
I don't even know if it's so much the acting, because that's how it was for me. I think it's just so jarring and off-putting that you're like, I just don't like what they're
So
doing.
I thought
right
she
now.
did a great job the whole movie.
No, she murdered.
She
it.
won an award for that movie.
Even from
Yeah.
the st-
Yeah,
I didn't
but-
think first act she was bad. I can see maybe.
I didn't like her in the first. I thought she was too much.
The first movie?
trying to do
I
too
hadn't
much.
seen it.
Yeah, it's called Possess.
Oh my
Possessed.
god.
I think that was the point of that whole movie, though, was to be a little extra, right?
Oh, for
Oh
sure.
yeah, 100%. It was
100%.
acting at its like truest form, like theater.
Yeah, that's
like,
that's something I was gonna bring up. There's something about this movie. There's times where they're talking. It almost feels like you're watching like a play.
Yeah,
Like I don't know. It's weird how they pulled that off, man. Fucking crazy shit.
I liked her better in as
Night at the Roxbury.
no the fucking teacher.
Teacher role?
Her teacher role was
Oh,
is a
yeah.
lot better to
She
me.
chilled out right there. No, dude, but dude, I'm just looking at Sam Neill again, man. Mark, I mean, again, another one of those "you got it bad" moments. Not to quote Usher. You got it bad. When you're on the phone. All right, we gotta move on. We'll save it for the mayhem. All right, yeah, but you got it bad when you're like, "I'll do anything you want." Like, just whatever we got to do to fix this. And you're watching as a viewer, which is basically like what a spectator would be in the movie. You're viewing it. You're like, bro, let it go. Like, what are we doing here, man? I'm just saying, like, if you could look from the outside looking in, you want to talk about, like, everybody's had those moments where, like, you could look back on yourself or you're in a relationship and you're like, dude, I was pathetic. What was I doing? That was bad. Oh,
You're
my
caught in that
God.
moment though sometimes, and you.
Imagine being him. Like, if he could look back, he'd be like, Wow, what a dark place I was in. I mean, there was I'm not even gonna say the creature at the end of this movie. There was death, there was
Stairs.
I just my Lanta. It was a rough go.
Gravity.
Yeah.
It all was there,
Yeah.
dude.
I mean,
Fuck, man. Aaron Rodgers was there.
yeah, he
It
was there.
Crazy, dude.
He got cut.
I didn't think he was alive, dude. It was bizarre.
Yeah, he got cut.
Oh my god. And then dude finally lays her down and finally has a moment of peace, man. Only to wake up and realize she ran back to old Kirk Heinrich.
Dude, fuck Kirk Heinrich.
Yeah, if anybody's missing that reference, that's a basketball player. Like, was his first name Kirk? Yeah, via phone call. Via.
Via.
Vita
Veda.
Vea. I was gonna say Vita Vea. More
Wasn't this
football.
right after they decided to like she was gonna break it off with him too?
Oh my god, dude!
Yeah, she was
and there was something nice about it because I think as a viewer, because like I said, the first time I watched this movie, I was like, "Is this a masterpiece or is this like movie horrible? I don't know what I'm fucking witnessing right now." Like I literally was like never so like up and down on a movie in my life. Like I remember when he laid her down in that scene, I was like, "Finally, some fucking peace. Everybody, shut the fuck up for a second." Like that's kind of how it felt. And then it was right back on, and he goes to confront Heinrich. And like, what a weird approach Heinrich had to like comfort him.
He's a kung fu
Dude,
man too.
yeah.
Seemed
what the
very
fuck?
gay.
Super eccentric.
Like I was not expecting the homo.
Yeah, he was immediately
eroticism-ish.
ready for a threesome. He was
It
like,
seemed
"Look, we
like-
can almost just do this
What if that was the
together."
whole point of the movie?
I'm
It could
reading
have been.
this.
It could have been, and then you know the. well,
It takes
we'll get there,
three
we'll
to
get there,
tango.
but-
I gotta tell you, Heinrich though was like almost too much for me in this movie. Like he was just too weird. But part of me also likes it because it just goes with the banana-ness and the craziness, if banana-ness is even a word.
It
And
is
somebody's
today.
lighting off fireworks
they're
or
fucking going
shooting
off.
people. It's just
It ain't even
go
4th of
boom.
Yeah,
July.
yeah, that's loud out there.
It
Hey,
sounds like a fucking cannon, dude. But yeah, he fucking kung fu'd him. Sam Neill got kung fu.
Hey, he grabbed his ankle.
That foot grab.
That was
the
power,
funniest
dude.
shit, dude.
like a ballerina.
Oh my
I'm
God.
talking like it wasn't like a bow bow. He literally was like, maybe Sam Neill wanted to grab him. He was like, ka-cha, ka-cha.
It's like Woody
right
from
in the
Toy Story
neck.
mixed with Bruce Lee. Bro.
I know. He didn't even think he hit him in the neck. He hit him on like the pectorals. He was like, what-cha.
Broke his collarbone.
Yeah, and then knocked him down. And then when it cut back to him, he's like holding his leg up, like doing like that weird fucking dance.
He
yeah.
could be the greatest martial artist we've seen on.
I know.
Perhaps.
And he's gonna
Following
replace
that,
Jet
man.
Li now
Yeah.
on my top
It's not out of the
five. Since that's been bothering
Potential for sure.
Rodney. But yeah, that scene, dude, for some reason, like the other couple times I've watched it, never stood out as like that outlandish. I'm like, he really just broke dude off with 2 pieces of a biscuit. That's borderline 3 biscuits. Like he beat the fuck out of him, and not like normal movie fight. Like where did this kung fu-age come from? Holy shit, yeah. That was fucking insane to me, dude. Then, of course, the fight is back on at home with Anna. We're right back in the mix of that. And Jesus, again, there's levels of this shit. It just keeps growing. It's a slow build into madness. And we're only like right about here. So prepare. It's only going to get worse. And, of course, it leads downstairs after this bitch. Oh, my God, this bitch. She ends up downstairs with him out there in the fucking street, man. And almost throws herself in the front of what I think it was a tow truck because the car
had cars
fucking
stacked on
yeah,
it. Yeah,
flies off. If I was a tow truck driver, I'd have been pissed. Like, are you fucking kidding me, lady? I just got this fucking job.
There's like 2 Volvos that fell off that.
Oh
and then,
my God.
hey,
You see it in her eyes.
before
too.
they went outside, he slapped the shit out of her like 7, 8 times.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up because I was like, I'm leaving something out. What'd they do before?
He dusted her like Super Smash Brothers, bro.
Oh my God. She smacked him and he was like, you saw a look in his eyes. He's
It's
like,
odd.
He was like, do it again. And then next thing you know,
He said, "Do it again."
he said, hit me, baby, one more time.
Britney Spears that
Poor
ass.
Britney.
And then he popped her like 7 straight times.
She was
in the
ferocious.
face. He kept the pimp hand strong, dog.
Yeah, backhand and front hand.
Oh my God.
too.
You could see
Yeah.
it in his eyes, like he kind of felt shame, but he also was enjoying it a little bit. Like he was like, all right, dog. Damn. I mean, dude, Dr. Alan Grant had his hands full all movie, dude.
He did. This
What
was worse
could
than
he
the
do?
dinosaurs
It
he dealt
had
with.
to have been. I'd rather deal with the fucking T-Rex in this bitch. I'm
Is that a
sorry.
Jurassic Park reference?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't catch that at first. My bad.
Yeah, 100%, dude. He's over there talking about raptors, like that little kid, like I can slice you like this.
Raptors
yeah.
don't even have like hard backhands or anything.
Oh,
They don't even
yeah.
have hands like that. They just got beats.
Exactly, dude. I mean, come on, weigh your options here. Believe me, you take the Raptor. Oh my God, yeah, dude. And then you got the whole thing with Margie. Like, is he sleeping with her? What's going on with that? Do you think
They
he
left
slept
a
with her?
lot for like you to decide.
This is a very ambiguous movie. For
Oh,
sure.
100%. I still don't even know if I know fully what happened. We'll see if we can tie
With
a nice
a lot
little
of
bow on it at the end. I feel like I said that last viewing like a year ago. I feel like I had a better idea, but even then I wasn't sure. This one, I'm just like more up in the air than ever for some reason. But man, yeah. I mean, so y'all are thinking no, yes.
I think they were.
I think, yeah, I think they did.
What's you looking at?
There's literally nothing.
He's like, let me read through my
This
notes.
motherfucker looked at
I
a
got
blank page
nothing
and
to
was
say.
like, "Oh, right there, yep."
You know what?
I think they did.
I'm
Just like her, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what he was reading between the lines is
Yeah.
what it is.
It's
And
'cause I
then he's
write
got a
so
lot
small.
of things. Yeah, that's true. That is. It's very fine print.
I think Jordan said it while we were watching it. Like, maybe he fucked her to get back at Anna.
Yes.
Because wasn't that her
Oh
friend?
yeah, he had to have done that, but it's a matter of like if it was intentions or if he actually went through with it because the love.
It was so
too strong.
random too, because like it sounded like she didn't like him on the phone. It
Yeah.
sounded like she was
But
against
then in
him.
person,
But then in
she was
person, she's like climbing all over him in the
throwing
hallway.
And there's got to
shit.
be some There's no way it's that simple. There's something.
I think it has to do with the possession itself. I think the possession attracts people.
Yeah, there's something there. There's definitely something there that's above just like cut and dry.
Well, you gotta think
That's
Sam
happening.
Neill and fucking the German were both attracted to her like in an unstoppable way.
Heinrich?
Yeah, Heinrich.
Yeah, Heinrich.
They were both like obsessed with her, with the possession, and then once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, once.
Yeah, we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, I think the possession had a lot to do with
we
that.
100% will, and we will get there for sure, dude. But guess what he does after that? He tries to make up with this bitch Anna again. Like, at this point, what is going on? I mean, the power of the pussy has never seemed this powerful. I don't know any way to explain it. What does this chick got in her undercarriage? What she got in that UC, bro? I'm just
Squid.
wondering.
I was trying to think of some way to tie that.
What is that? Squids? What?
Yeah, squids?
That's weird if you're just not watching this. Oh my god.
Underpants. What is it?
Then this bitch, you can see her over there while she's over there cutting meat and shit, because you sure ain't beating it.
I
At
knew
least
something
not
was
Sam
about to
Neill's. And she just, she goes to cut her throat.
Took it right to the neck.
It was a sawzall too.
Bro, get
Yeah,
the fuck
like
out of
to
here.
cut
She
meat.
went to cut her throat.
I
If
don't-
I never would kill myself, but of all the things, like, to cut your throat.
So
ooh.
you think we kind of talked about it a little bit? Do you think she was trying to kill herself and stop because it hurt too much, or do you think she was just wanting attention?
It was
just
fancy.
cutting herself a little bit. Like what
I
was
don't
the
even
intention
know
behind
if it's,
that?
I don't see. It's so hard
It was
because
fancy.
at the same time, I could see it either way. I could see attention.
I'm
but
leaning more towards the attention side
Yeah.
of that.
I feel like attention makes sense because she seems like a drama queen, but at the same time, throughout the whole movie, I don't even know if it was ever about attention. You could
Her
make
trying
that
to
case.
get that out of her, maybe.
Like, it almost felt like maybe she did like this is part of her slowly ascending into madness. And I know it seems like she's in madness now, but we haven't seen the full spectrum
Not yet.
of Anna's madness. So maybe this is like her like, yeah, I'll go through with it. And you never saw that type of craziness, and then that like reality of like who she is kick back in. Like, I can't do that.
Hey, and you know what,
That
though?
last bit that's hanging on.
That whole part, like her whole part, was like built on exuberance. So like
Yeah.
her being extreme could have been just part of that too. Like
Yeah.
it wouldn't necessarily be like she was trying to kill herself. She just wanted some attention from her man.
Yeah. I mean, it could be. It's again what I was saying,
Like-
up for debate.
Yeah, but she also just got done saying that she found him disgusting, though. Didn't want
So
him to touch her.
Was it
didn't-
a how far will he go type of a thing?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if I slit my throat, is he still going to be there to like comfort me type of a thing? How far can
think
I
he's
pull
been
this
possessed,
man? Like
possessed since the beginning of the movie? Because the first time they fucked, like after that, like she had to have carried on the possession to him, and then her carry it
I
on
think
to
it's
Heinrich.
transferred by genitalia.
I think so. It's like an It Follows scenario.
It
almost.
Follows was
I
banging,
love it.
by
It
the way.
Follows.
That was a great movie.
Yeah. I'll go with that was a part of like her losing it to the point of no return, and then like her regular self kind of kicked in, and that was one of the last times we've seen it. But I don't know that to be foolproof. I'm not gonna say it's 100% because again, like much of this movie, it's open for debate. But after watching it like 3 times now, I think she was just like, cause she's over there tripping, and you're like, I've never seen this level of crazy. She goes like, she feels the pain and like the stab, and she's like, "Ooh!" It wakes her up, like, "Oh my god!" And then she's right back in it again. That's just my theory, and it could be 100% wrong. So do with that what you will, dude. And then, of course, he cuts himself, dude.
Yeah,
his arm.
Out of
Now
nowhere.
this is
3
where
times.
I agree. This is where I think the attention comes in. I feel like it's just crazy. I feel like Sam Neill is craving attention right here. We're feeling guilty, maybe.
yeah, what-
that like maybe he caused her to go
I think
this
it was
far.
curiosity.
Don't they
why
say
she
if you-
did
That
it.
too.
If you cut yourself this way, it's for attention. You'll
Yeah.
do it this way for
Straight
results.
Down a river.
down the
Yeah.
river across
For
the stream.
results.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
The
he
results
started.
are in.
He started on like his shirt sleeve.
And he did look curious. The way
And
it's
kinda
almost
went
like he was
down.
looking at it like, oh, okay.
It's like, why would she
It's
try
weird.
to do it? Maybe.
And Rodney, you brought up a great point at this time. I don't know if you want to hit on that.
What?
After
He
he
won't
cut himself,
remember.
how he calmed down.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah,
he's so
that was huge.
fidgety
Just
throughout the
calm
whole
down,
movie.
Just calm
Yeah,
down.
just calm down.
It was huge.
What is that
Maybe
from?
because he's deep down, he's addicted to the pain.
Could be because ever since that moment, that the rest of the movie, his
He
demeanor
kinda
was
changed.
changed.
It's almost like a
completely.
metaphor. Like he's just like settling in on it in his brain. Like this is just who I am. I'm addicted to this shit. All the craziness with her, all the pain, everything.
drama.
I'm in it.
Could
The
blood
way-
have something to do with the possession? To where blood, once it's airborne, and it's it gets into you and then it changes you. Because I mean, he drastically changed after this.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking maybe the possession could have been like blood pathogen, like airborne type shit. If you got an
Rodney's
open
on a-
wound,
That's
or
amazing
something.
level right now. That's
yeah.
amazing. I didn't even think about
Yeah,
that.
you
shit.
bring-
Yeah,
you
that's-
bring in
that's
the
dope.
pathogen.
Only one not
Yeah.
drinking right now.
Well, I got water.
I know.
though.
This
I'll get
is
drunk just
this
as
is
you all
deep
will.
in my pathogens. As we
Yeah,
speak.
that was that's
Damn,
next level.
The
That's shit,
juicy
though.
haze IPA goes.
I support that.
deep in me.
The
Yeah,
Voodoo
yeah, it might
Ranger?
be, dude. Then she's got old dude chasing her, dude. I mean,
Huh?
to this run.
Oh,
The guy
yeah,
following her.
the-
Did you know who that was? When
No
you first saw
idea.
it? Me and Rodney haven't seen this movie when
Yeah.
we watched it. I was like, "Who is this dude about to kidnap her? What is he doing?"
What's this random guy?
Well, the way he was following her, I was
It
like,
was
well,
creepy.
he's doing an awful fucking job at this shit because like his footsteps are loud as shit.
Right.
He's getting way too close to her.
Oh, Jeeves.
Huh?
Jeeves.
Ash
Is that what his
Jeeves?
name is?
He just looked like the guy
Yeah,
you would
Ash
like.
Jeeves.
Ash Jeeves, like that guy.
Something that's not important in the movie at all.
Yeah.
How about when she gets on the train, an empty train? There's one dude, and she sits next to that
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
Who sits next to somebody
Yeah,
on
he's
the
got the
fucking
bananas.
train?
He steals one.
And
of
he
them.
takes her fucking bananas out of her fucking
Yeah, he
bag.
started grubbing on him too.
Yeah.
He ate like 3 of them.
I was blown away by that. I was like, he
But,
just
like,
stole her banana, dude.
Have y'all ever
What
been
a
on like
dick.
on public transportation? Like you don't sit next to anybody.
Well,
Even if there's no seat, you fucking stand. Like nobody
Especially right
sits next to
these days, there's no
somebody.
spots open on any of the targs or anything.
You
like
gotta
that.
you gotta separate
Yeah,
yourself.
like I don't know.
It's crazy.
She sat
dude.
next to the only motherfucker on
Yeah,
the
that
train.
was just weird.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah, that was completely like irrelevant. to the
Maybe
whole
a next
fucking
victim
story.
possibility.
81
It
was
was kind
lit.
of funny.
81 was lit.
Oh, yeah.
81 had crazy stuff going on though too.
100%. And then old dude finally does catch up to her. He goes up to her little apartment, little rundown looking place.
Mhm.
Still trying to act like a
this,
spy.
This is where
That's-
he's checking the windows or whatever. I mean, this is where the movie's just like you kind of like peeking in a room like he is. He's got to put on glasses, and you're kind of like, what is going on here as a viewer? Because it's so out of like left field. Like this is getting kind of weird.
Yeah, and so before he goes in, he goes back to the telephone booth, and you figure out he's like the PI,
Oh,
like the
yeah.
guy investigating
Yeah, that's
for
what we
for
didn't-
Mark. So
Yeah,
you're
you're
like,
right.
okay, I know who he is now. And then
Makes
to the
sense,
point where you
right.
are, he says something about windows, or he needs to
Yeah.
check her windows. So he's going through her whole house, which she's very reluctant to let him in. So you're like, she's kind of hiding something.
No, like another
What's
dick. or
what's she
something.
going on? Like, who,
No.
there's another guy
There's
creature
something weird in there
going on. But then, yeah, you can go ahead. He starts checking the windows.
Oh yeah, and then I mean that's basically what I was gonna say. After that, just the fact is, like a viewer, I love that how like the uncertainty like of what you're looking at. I love experiencing that through the guy's eyes. Like you feel that, like man, I need my glasses. They didn't like, duh, what is this? It was like, what's in that room? And then you're kind of like, oh dude, what am I?
Something.
And then it kind of cuts away, and you're like, what in the fuck was in there? What is that? What the fuck was that? And she stabs him in the throat
With that wine
yeah,
bottle.
wine bottle. She like hits him once, and she's kind of like, oh god, we're in this now.
Yeah, she was
At
freaking
that-
out about it.
And at that point in the movie, I think is where it kind of takes a turn and kind of hooks you and like pulls you in because you're like, what the fuck
Yeah, after
was
this
that?
scene
I
is the,
wanna
like the
know.
second act where
Yeah,
she,
What
and this
the
is where it
fuck
got
was
me when I first, because before this, I was like, I don't know if I like this or
It's
not.
like an
What is
hour
going
and-
on? And then when this happens, you're like, but what's going on here though? I'm
And
trying
it's
to
over
figure
an
out
hour
what's
into the
happening.
movie. Like they do
Yeah.
a good job that first hour or whatever. Like
Oh yeah.
slowly pulling you in, and then they hook you.
And then boom, and it
With
wouldn't
that
be as
creature.
effective if they would have brought it in earlier.
Did you ever feel like maybe Mark started to lose interest in Anna? Like he started to kind of like lose that fucking love for
yeah,
her.
he was. Yeah, but that's another reason why he might have calmed down. I mean, he has some type of love for her for sure, you know.
Dude,
But
nobody understands. Whitest kid you know.
that sounds
It's the Abraham
familiar.
Lincoln skit. He's hitting my butt. He's hitting my butt.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
It's so funny.
No, you're good. You're good. No. Oh man, well, no, it's really fucked up. You did make me lose my train of thought. You were good until you made me lose my train of thought, and I couldn't. I'm like, no, dude, it's all good. Actually, it's not.
You know what?
No, he was
Losing interest in Anna.
yeah, he was losing interest because now you have like this other version of her coming in, dude, and Helen, and honestly, like at that point, dude, just call it a day with her, man, because it's the spitting image.
The top of his fridge was squeaky clean.
Well, you also
man.
gotta take he said to her straight
No, I
up.
don't, Rodney.
Oh, you
I'm just
have
playing.
to. Oh, you
Go
have
ahead,
to.
Go ahead.
He said to her, he's like, this is the first time that you are disgusting to me. Like you are, what was it? Started with a V, the word did.
Vagina.
vegan,
No, oh, it might have been vegan.
Vegan
You're
vagina.
vegan, so I don't like you.
ventriloquist,
Yeah.
Vindication.
Dummy.
Yes.
vendetta.
Something extra like that.
But no, he said like basically she was disgusting to him, like, and like all while he's like petting her face and shit, and he's
Oh,
just
yeah, well,
like,
even, like,
oh yeah, he said
earlier
I find
he-
you uglier now than I ever have before. I was like, damn, son.
Man, that's deep,
powerful,
bro. That
man.
cuts
Yeah.
deep. And then you got I'm gonna go ahead and skip this unless y'all have something prior. Then the other dude goes up
other
there. The other dude, I don't
Heinrich?
remember his name.
That's
but
the
no,
guy
no,
that
not
runs the
Heinrich, the
PI
other
thing.
guy. Didn't get his name. I meant to write it down. The other fucking guy that went up there and got shot up. Remember?
Yeah,
Got
is
shot
this?
the gun.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the other.
She said a quote.
Yeah,
I think at
I
this
forget
point.
it. Yeah, the other dude goes up there and sees this thing. It's laying on the bed. It's all sprawled out, and Anna confesses to making love to it.
Yeah,
Like,
she
what
said
the fuck?
he
Yeah.
made love to me all night.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
And at that point, I was like, I want to watch this thing fuck her.
Squidbillies next level.
I'm
bro.
trying to see
Like
that.
V8, bro.
You'll be like, give me a cover.
Jesus.
Rodney.
I'd be
Under
like,
the
I'm
cover of
out,
the
dog.
whole movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean
dude,
that
it's
whole
cold.
scene, like the way
Rodney
like-
was literally covered up the whole
He
movie.
was. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he was terrified. No, but they're like the guy's like performance kind of too, like because she started beating him over the head after he missed shooting her,
Like,
and
hard.
Yeah, and he was like kind of like, and like I believed it like a lot. Now you could, of course, like the people in, like at home, they're like, oh, I'd get up and beat that bitch's ass. He's got a gun, but he just saw some weird mutated
Couldn't
like
wrap his head
What are you
creature.
really gonna do?
He missed the shot, and he's just like,
and
he's
he's
in a
getting
ball.
beat in the head.
He's
so it's-
terrified. And then she shoots him.
Dead.
Like this
Numerous
is how you
times.
do it. Bop, bop. And that's something I was talking about while we were watching it. You got the fucking, you can totally see like the strings on it, like pulling the arms.
You did
out
say
and
that.
shit. Which
You-
is fun.
You
Like,
love that shit.
yeah, that type of shit. I love it, dude. Some people look at it like, I can see the string. It's like you got to take into context, dude. In 1981, when this was on VHS, they were like, they looked at it, they ran it back to like, oh, we're Gucci. Literally, they know. Fucking how many years later? 81 till I don't know when this Blu-ray came
Bro,
out.
it's like 30 years.
Yeah, at least that's what I'm thinking. Because this probably was released like 2010 or something. You know, it's gonna be enhanced. I talked about how, like, when I was running the Superman movies back on VHS, you couldn't really see that shit, but now
2009.
you can look at it as it's bad, or you can take it as, you know, with a grain of salt. Like, man, this kind of adds like a charm to it. Like, you could either be like, oh, the fucking string, or you can go like, haha, the fucking string, dude. They fucking.
So
I love it.
The
I love
creature
it.
thing. Did that remind you at all in the slightest bit of The Thing? John Carpenter's The Thing.
Really?
Did
Dude,
it? Did it? I'm asking.
This came out the same year as The Thing. I wonder which one came first, because I'm almost
like,
100% positive The Thing was 81.
It specifically reminded me of like the dog.
What are you thinking?
The dog scene in the dog pen or whatever.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I
talking
know
about?
exactly what you're talking about. The Thing, it comes out of the dog, and it's fucking. The
You know-
dogs are crying in the corner.
Did this squid thing remind you of that in the slightest bit?
I didn't know what to think of this thing.
Because
Maybe a
that's
little
immediately
bit.
what I kind of thought of was.
But I wouldn't know which one came out first, and even then,
That's
like
interesting.
the
Did
dates.
someone get their inspiration from somebody
Yeah,
else?
it's a copycat league. I mean, the dates
I love
also don't really always match up or correlate though, because like say this came out after The Thing, but it went into production first.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
That's
but I mean,
interesting.
I didn't really get that vibe. I'm still not 100% there with you because there's so many like creatures I've seen on screen. Like it's kind of hard not to
Yeah,
run into that thing.
I'm not
But-
saying it was 100%
Yeah.
match. It just like flashed in my head for like a split
But what's
second.
what's making me think about it more is like it came out the same year, and that's kind of weird how that like
It's like a
went down.
smaller version of the
But-
faculty monster.
Yeah, but I could see that. And
Faculty was buzzing.
oh yeah, and
Hell
we've
yeah.
seen crazy shit
Bus and
before where
bus.
movies come out at the same time. I mean, look a few years ago, completely unrelated type of thing, but look at like White House Down and Olympus Has Fallen. They dropped like the same fucking time in the fucking summer, and they're like the exact same fucking movie.
Pretty much, yeah.
But
Definitely.
I think I heard like behind the scenes that like they mutually both were like content and were like, we didn't know anything about it. We just had the same fucking idea. Sometimes that happens.
Everybody knew that Olympus Has Fallen was a better movie.
I think White House Down got better.
Which
ratings,
one was Morgan Freeman in?
But I like Olympus,
Olympus.
is better.
It was Olympus.
I like the
yeah.
more serious tone, for sure. But yeah, that's just a little tidbit how that works. But yeah, I don't know. I could definitely see The Thing. And what's weird is like I even put quotes on Thing on my paper, and I wasn't
Dude, yeah,
thinking
'cause,
like
like
that.
what is it?
Oh my
They don't ever
God,
really
dude.
go into that.
Yeah. And I love like the little speech Anna gives about like goodness is some reflection upon, I don't even know what the fuck, I thought it was a 5. There was some reflection upon like evil, dude, where she's like sitting there Indian style rocking, and there's like a close up panning like on her face, and she's just kind of like wide eyed, like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. And it's just like, I don't even know what you're talking about right now, but it is making me feel very
So
uncomfortable.
that's something I
Amazing
wrote
acting
down.
in that scene.
They did it, I think, 2 or 3 times with Anna, and I think a couple other times for the movie. But they did these close-up shots of like the people's face
Oh, yeah.
when they had like a long monologue, like a long talk or
Mhm.
whatever. And I really liked how I like those shots. I liked how they did that.
Oh my God, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
the cinematography in this movie was actually really
it
solid.
was fucking fantabulous.
It was grainy. It was deep.
I think you said while we were watching it, Rodney, that
stylistic.
that
as fuck.
circling view
Yeah, Ronnie
when they
said
were
that.
when he was
Yeah.
sitting with the
Bro.
4 guys at the
Yeah,
table.
that was hot.
And then I like the shot where he was walking up the stairs, those spiral stairs. When we were
Oh,
like,
the
I
camera
like
was
those
going
stairs.
up.
Yeah,
And
it's
the,
kinda like
the
the
way
same
the
thing.
camera was kind
Oh.
of following him with that.
And there was like another just random scenes where like it was kind of like a more aerial shot
Yeah.
where this is like earlier in the movie, just like a lot of the things y'all are talking about. I don't know why we're revisiting it. No, I'm just playing. Where I brought it up, like where Anna, where she walked behind Sam Neill. I think it was when he was cutting his arm. You saw like something walk by, and for some reason to me, it didn't look like Anna to me. It looked like she was like 4 foot tall, and it was just because it was so high up. Like
I know
the
what you're
wet,
talking
that
about.
choice,
That could have been an
angle-
angle choice,
angular.
but
yeah, an angular choice.
could have not been,
angle
too.
choice. I think it was, and it's just like something that fucking small. The little things add up. That's what I say about everything. Is like you're looking at that, and just the fact that it didn't look completely like Anna in that moment, even though if it's for a second, that adds that like, oh, I'm kind of uneasy now because you're thrown off guard. You're like, oh, what was that her? What just happened?
it allows your brain to create questions.
Yes, in this movie, that's what I love about it. It just question. And that can be a negative to some people. it can be a positive to some people. We'll see where we all fall on that spectrum by the end of it. And that's just something marginal within the flick, not every other fucking thing that fucking goes down, dude. Oh my god. But I mean, it's almost hard to believe that Anna gets crazier and crazier over the course of this movie. But she just keeps upping the ante, dude. She's just, I'm not done yet. We got another one for you. And, you know, that kind of culminates into the subway scene.
We all love that.
God.
It's milky.
I got it. I don't even,
fucking-
I just need to talk to, everybody else can talk about this. Because I'm just going to say this scene, for me, is just like disturbing as fuck. Stood out. Like, I'm just sitting there like, this just keeps going. This chick is murdering this right now.
Yo, did that subway
That's
scene
me, but
make you
everybody
feel
else.
like did it give you alien vibes?
Like, what you think, like the aliens about to burst out the chest?
Yeah, like
or something?
alien vibes,
Yeah.
like Sigourney Weaver, like
I can kind of see that.
you know, those type of things. Like someone's getting ready to pop out, bro.
Especially when she started oozing all that goo or what, I don't even know.
It was
what the
green.
Fuck
Yeah,
that
that-
was. She had red
green,
shit,
white,
just
and
wet.
red.
and then green. Like red was almost coming out of like the front, and red out of the back. That's almost what it
She
looked
had it like
like.
leaking down her shoulders, and right there I was like, "Why would it be?" I'm like, maybe it's coming out of her ears.
It
Like, was coming out of the
was.
holes, yeah.
And she smashed the eggs against the subway wall, and I was like, yo, maybe that's that. But then she started leaking out of her ears, and I was like, you know what? We're on a whole different track here now.
Yeah. So what did this subway scene mean to y'all? Because this scene was like
Nothing
horror.
really came of it.
Do you think that the scene though? Like, do you think it's like, oh, it was good? Like for me, that was like a masterpiece of a horror scene to me. I like that stands
Yeah, I
up.
mean,
there.
It was body horror for sure.
Like I could
Yeah.
see that like on like scariest scenes in a movie, like make you uncomfortable.
Yo,
That
dead ass, that
deserves
was a
to be up
miscarriage.
there.
Yeah,
That was a miscarriage, bro.
That's all I could think because there was
Yeah.
nothing that came of it. Like nothing came out. Nothing really.
Stuff came
100%.
out.
Well, yeah, other than the stuff that came out.
It's like
I mean,
yeah. It was
Have you
like
ever had
shit.
had to have
discharge,
that
Rodney?
done.
No.
But the acting and like how she like
I thought she
portrayed that.
executed it.
Like I can't
beautifully.
imagine
Killed it.
another person trying to do that scene. like if like literally you could be like,
Sigourney Weaver, Dr. Ripley.
I don't give a fuck like who you pick, dude. Like like you could say
Okay.
like the best actress in the world. I'd be like, I don't want her to replace her right there.
That scared the shit out of me. So I'm kind of in
Who's
the
here?
middle. I think it's George.
Rodney looks so concerned.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was like, we're talking about this scary movie over here. I'm a little nervous. I forgot. I gotta tell you, I forgot my brother Jordan. That is, he's another Jordan.
AKA Ralph.
Yeah, I forgot my brother lived with us or lived with me for a second.
what was your
not y'all,
question?
but yeah,
Oh, subway scene. So I'm kind of in the middle of you and Rodney.
Jesus.
Literally.
yeah, that's true too.
but,
That's
like-
like hashtag facts or something, dude.
I think she did a great job. It was
Keep it
executed beautifully. Like she did a fantastic job with that. But I see where Rodney's coming. Like nothing really came of that.
Well, that
scene.
fits.
Like,
If you
Well,
think
it's
it's
just
a
what was the
miscarriage,
point?
it
Of-
is.
What was the
It's-
point of it?
I think it's an
Other
ambiguous
than
scene.
to,
Like
If
they
you
were
think
just
it's a
like, we're gonna do
miscarriage,
this
right?
it
scene.
definitely was a
television,
creepy. Gave
We're
you
gonna
that
make it
creepy
fucked
vibe
up.
or whatever. But
Yeah.
it didn't seem like it led to anything else.
No, it really didn't. But I mean, it's like the ambiguous
That's part
thing.
of
But
why
like
it's
y'all are
so
talking
good,
about
though,
Yeah, that's
too.
the
miscarriage.
point. It didn't
And
lead
part
to
of
anything
why
else.
it's so good is just like you can come away from it. It not only was so well acted and creepy. Part of what makes it even creepier, you're like, what the fuck? What? I don't even have an answer. The fact that I don't have an answer
I like the idea of a
Almo-
miscarriage though.
almost
I
like
makes
that.
it creepier. Like you kind of have like, was it a miscarriage? Was it this? You can make up your own mind.
So that
But
it's
even if
leaving it
you-
to your
Yeah,
imagination.
but even if you can't come up with something, sometimes like not having an answer, like an answer makes you comfortable. You're
At
like, oh, it was
first-
this. I can kind of cope with it, even if it's horrible. When you have no answer and you're just like, dog, I don't even know what I just fucking witnessed, and I still don't. It's been 30 years. Like people have watched this movie the whole time. Like it just sits with you, just like I don't even know what happened.
Well, the
I still
oozing
don't.
and shit, when that happened, I immediately thought that it was like the demon or whatever the possession was
Oh, yeah.
leaving her.
coming out.
And especially with the green shit coming out, I was like, okay, so this thing is like out of her.
And it
but
freeze.
of course it didn't. You know, she was just as stupid the next scene. You know, fucked up.
And Heinrich, man. Heinrich
guy.
gets to see
That
poor guy.
creature.
He gets to
That's
see
true.
the found no, but it's funny because he's always been on like the other side of it, or at least we haven't seen him on camera see the craziness that is her. This was like the first time he's like, oh man, I get to be in Sam Neill's shoes here. This bitch is crazy, and not only only did he go from 0 to not knowing what Sam Neill was experiencing, he went from 0 to I've even seen above what Sam Neill's experiencing because he hasn't seen this fucking thing.
And also, like, Mark set him up essentially for that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Which I
Yeah, he
thought
did
was a kind of cool
Oh,
twist
yeah.
in it. 'Cause he knew what he was going to walk into, and he kind of knew everything that was going to come of that. And then even after Heinrich, like, they meet in that bathroom or whatever.
Hey, he
like,
tries
just,
to warn him.
He just, like, plays it off like he didn't actually know what was in there. But the whole time he knew.
By the way,
Okay.
Bob exists.
Yeah.
They have a kid named Bob that has
Bob.
to endure all this bullshit.
Yeah, it's so
Who
hard
loves
to
the
think about
bathtub.
because there's so much crazy shit going around. I
like some bubba.
feel bad for him. Mummy.
I
He's a
swear.
bubba
Like,
going
you
heavy.
want to watch the Mummy? Like the
about
one
a
with
kitty.
Brendan Fraser or what?
That kid went through shit.
Dude, he went through
Hey man,
hell.
he was in that apartment for 3 weeks on his own,
Jelly all
Yeah.
over.
All his
eating
face.
jelly and pickles,
Straight
bro.
out of the fucking jar.
Some jiggles.
He ate some
telling
jiggles for
you,
3
dude.
weeks, bro.
Some
There was
pelly.
nothing else in there.
Some pelly jiggles, right?
You know
there,
they do in
dog.
Europe. You know what I'm saying?
So
Oh
yeah,
my
Sam Neill
God.
kills Heinrich.
Oh my
Damn,
god!
how'd he
dude.
kill him?
He tried to warn him.
He drowned him with puke and a shoe.
So he
Which, by the
puked.
way, when
It
y'all
was
watch
puke in
it,
a
look
shoe.
out
It
for the
was.
toilet.
Yeah.
It's different. It's got the poop
The
chute
hole?
in the front
Poop
of it
chute.
instead of the back.
Yeah, like how do you scrub that?
It's like Jan's
over and
all
over.
small poop shoot.
Yeah,
telling
Same
you,
thing, bro.
Okay, so Rodney just said he drowned him in puke or whatever. He made himself puke with a feather.
Yeah.
Out of the trash.
It's
What
so
do you-
weird.
You don't
He's
got
finesse.
fingers, dude. What are
He's
you doing?
finesse, bro.
Again, I don't understand that, but I would not be surprised for a second
Why
if
would-
that has some type of weird meaning.
Hang on, how many times have you looked in a trash can and seen a feather?
Did you say
You
they
know
said
what I'm
something about
saying?
being
That's
vegan?
What are you
Yeah.
looking
Maybe
at?
How many
feather
times have
makes
you
you
seen-
throw up. Bird,
Who
eat.
throws
Yeah, meat.
feathers
Maybe
away?
there's some weird fucking vegetarian message in here too.
Well, I mean,
Who
Could-
throws
could it-
That would make
feathers
sense.
away?
anything
though?
God's
I
supposedly
mean,
in this. So.
feathers tickle your feet. They
And
also
just
tickle
try
your
to
throat.
put it
Hang on,
together,
he took
that's
a
true.
feather and a shoe out of the trash.
Yeah, he
Seems
clogged up
precise.
the hole with the shoe.
Seems planned.
Why shoe?
Who
That-
throws a shoe
See, that
away?
makes me feel like pausing the whole show and just be like, let's think about this
What
for a
is going
second.
on?
But I got a
No,
feeling
I'm
it's
breaking-
gonna take too long.
I'm
but I
breaking it
think we
down
can do
more
it.
now too. I didn't think about it at the time I was watching it, but he pulled a feather and a shoe out of the trash.
It was
can.
planned.
Weird, dude.
It's
Somebody
like this
planned
is
that.
a movie.
He
Maybe-
flushed the toilet, made it empty. Then he put the shoe in there to clog it, and then he
He
puked,
fingered
made
his
himself
throat
puke.
with a feather.
Yeah,
He finally put his foot down. I'm sorry.
and then
He
dude,
did.
it was so
inside the
unexpected.
toilet this time.
Yeah.
When he hit him over the head with that fucking the back
Cap
of the
thing?
toilet,
Yeah.
which by the way, I guess in Germany is way up here, not right
Oh,
behind
my
the
Lord.
toilet. And dude, he just knocks him over the head, kills him, I guess, right
The
there.
porcelain thunderclap.
I was like,
Exactly what
Jesus.
it was. The PTC.
And then
Jesus.
So he drowns,
dunked
flushes
his
the
head
toilet
in
on
his
him.
vomit. That's such
Maybe it was the
disrespectful.
homeless guy's shoe that was sharing the bananas.
He wasn't sharing it; he
I'm just
stole it
playing.
from her.
I know.
He
He
straight
straight on the
stole the
subway. He
banana.
puked that fucking shoe up.
Hang on.
He drowned him in it too.
Running back to that, why was she so calm about the dude taking a banana from her?
It's probably least of her worries. She probably wasn't going to eat
If
them
so-
bananas anyway.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
mean, like,
They were probably for the squid.
It's bananas.
She been having sex with a
It
squid,
is
bro.
bananas. She's over there.
bananas
She took the squid from SeaWorld. Everybody knows that squids love bananas, so she had to leave a trail up to her apartment, and she lured it in.
This could have been so much worse.
That's exactly what happened. It makes so much sense now. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, and even poor Margie was a victim, dude. Like, my god, everybody in this movie just getting murked. Ain't nobody safe to whatever the fuck is going on. It's all so fucked up, dude. Oh my lord. And honestly, I don't really have much more after, old Margie got other than the scene that is still
what the
ingrained
hell
in my
was
head,
that,
dude.
the porn scene.
The-
What you're talking about?
Which one?
No, when Margie showed up with a slit
Oh wait,
throat
are you
out
talking
of
about
nowhere.
the?
Nah,
Talking
I
about
already said
Marge?
that, but you
Yeah,
didn't say anything.
he was
so we
like the
kinda moved on.
scene.
When she was dead
So
in the elevator?
where
What are you
he
talking about?
hang on, he walks in and hears her moaning.
He's like, ah.
Oh,
Yeah, like tries to find her, and the fucking
That
squid
thing is
thing,
fucking the shit out of
which
her.
is you can see it starting to take human form or whatever.
Oh my
It's got like a
God.
human
Yeah, it was powerful,
upper
man. We all
body
got wet.
and
Oh,
still
yeah, for
8
sure.
legs to plug all 8 holes.
Yes.
And like she's fucking moaning out like so loud. He's like, that's the thing that's fucking her better than me.
It's tragically
You know
unfortunate.
Oh my god, that's what I was saying, dude. Like at that point, you just got to kill yourself.
He's
There's
just
nothing
watching
left,
though.
dude. There's
If-
nothing left.
Like we can't plug all 8 holes. We're at a disadvantage.
You're
That squid's got 8
fucked.
arms,
Well, you got 10 fingers.
but they're spread out. How far can your fingers?
you ever?
Well, you
Your
detach
credit can
your
look as good
finger,
as you want,
detach
but if you don't have
finger.
8 dicks,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Oh
There you go.
Like the shoe in the
Plug it up.
toilet.
Yeah, just like
Back her up.
It was the squid shoe.
yeah, like he was freaked out at first by it, but then he just sat there and watched it.
Now that
He
I
was just
remember,
like-
he had 8 fucking shoes on in that one scene.
Dancing on that butt.
And then he had 7 in the next. It was the fucking squid shoe. And squids have feathers. Everybody knows that. Just like dinosaurs have feathers.
Duh.
This is ahead of its time. And dinosaurs,
Dinosaurs.
Sam Neill.
Oh my god!
We just figured it out.
Oh my god.
You just have like
Is
Dinosaurs
this Jurassic
have
Park
feathers.
prequel? Is that
Oh
what
my
it is?
god, it so is. Holy shit.
Fossils are real.
Only that's not real. Yeah, you're still confused, viewers. Jesus Christ. That was fucking insane. No, that squid pounding her out, dude. I was telling them, dude, like once a fucking month, dude. I'll be in the grocery buying a loaf of bread and I'll be like, oh, God, squid raping woman. Not even raping. Oh, man.
She was enjoying it.
Got to put the bread back. Oh, God. I can't eat bread right now. And I don't know why. I just can't eat. It's just gross. Yeah,
That's why. Now
That
you know.
shit. Yeah.
This is where she said
You
it was
know.
God.
yeah.
The squid was God.
The D
Holy
was God.
God.
The squid D was God.
He's over there, "Woo." Dude, a fucking magician. Jesus. Beautiful. Oh my God. And then of course Mark
Say,
gets
"Oh, my
into
squid."
it with his boys, dude. Oh my God.
Oh, my squid.
Lays the fuck out on that bike, dude.
Oh, it's so
He
beautiful.
did
He
I love it.
He was he
Dude.
like did a quick cut, then he did a couple more.
So hard, too.
He
Like,
didn't
the
even
way he
roll,
hits
though.
that ground. Bro.
He didn't roll.
Yeah, he came up with the broken
He
arm,
slid.
blood coming out of
I
everything.
don't even think he did. He bounced. He would like he fell off the bike, slid for a second, and then just bounce.
Yeah,
And
he
was,
definitely
like,
bounced
back
though.
on, dude. I don't see how he could have survived that. Which I guess he. You know,
He's
he
fucking
didn't really.
Mark.
There's 2 of them.
Gravity.
Yeah.
man.
Carry into it.
2 Sam Neils, the Fug, as he's climbing up those steps trying to get away, leaving a
Leaving a
fucking
trail of
blood
blood.
trail. Yes.
A pond.
2
of
Sam
blood.
Neils, dude.
Mm.
And then the 2 Sam Neils, one of them smiling. You were talking about they had the different color eyes, and then they get shot up when they like look down the steps. And then you were talking about what a weird way to commit suicide. And I know we're running off shit like crazy, but this is how it happened in
Yeah,
the movie. It was like crazy.
She fucking like pulled the gun like behind her.
and just shot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shot herself
so,
through
like,
the
I
back.
don't- yeah,
Which
don't
didn't even
know.
end up killing him, and I don't know how it killed her instantly.
Well,
She
that's
died
that's
fine.
almost like my train
Yeah,
of
that would
thought. Is like
paralyze
she was
you.
thinking kill both of them at the same time. But
Yeah,
Shot
but
him
where
in
she
the
was
dick
laying,
almost.
yeah, that's she
Medically-
basically shot him in the
Butters, you
dick.
don't shoot somebody. In the
Medically, she hit her L7. So
that's
that
what it was.
destroyed her central nervous system.
L7.
Lower
I think Tyler
L7.
knows about that L7.
yeah, I mean, Jesus
Where is Tyler?
Christ. I was gonna say
got his L7
Yeah, he got
played
that.
with.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is the other day.
Back surgery.
oh, well.
He's doing okay though. It's good.
R.I.P. Tyler.
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
and-
no. Come back soon.
Yeah, don't say
miss
that. Yeah, that's CBS Tyler. Come back soon.
CB.
And we ain't talking Sesame Street. Yeah, and only fitting they died like they did, dude, after all this craziness. Or is that how they died? Because next thing you know, it cuts, and then Sam Neill is fucking doing a little... and falls down the staircase and busts his shit open on the ground. I don't know, man.
How many times do you think this cloning shit happened?
I have no idea. Was there even clones?
Is
Do we
she
know
a
for
clone
sure there
and
was
Sam Neill's a
clones?
clone, the kid's a clone, and then everybody's just...
I feel like it's
Yeah.
just all in somebody's fucking head at some point.
This could have been a long time thing though, man. Like
Yeah.
going on, like you got multiple to several people that are like portraying these same characteristics of clones. So how long has this really been going on? Rodney said it right.
The possibilities are endless.
Endless.
Jesus Christ. Hurts my brain to think about it. But there's something about this movie that just keeps me coming back to it. 'Cause I
This
just-
is definitely one of the most ambiguous movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like throughout, not just like, oh, that movie had an ambiguous ending. It's like the whole movie is straight up.
Like you said, it's all
Rodney,
over the place.
Putting you straight on the spot. Define ambiguous.
like not having a
Clear
certain
message.
meaning. Like it's up to you to decide what it is.
Yeah.
I
Not
know
a
my
clear
A
message.
words.
Yeah, man.
A his ambiguity.
After that, I'm done.
Sursu.
All right. So, are we ready?
Scoring?
Yeah, are we ready to rate it?
We
dude?
want to start low. I'm pretty sure I'm probably the lowest.
Go for it. Just
I'm
say
giving
what
it a
you-
5.5.
I'm sorry.
A little,
I don't know.
like I don't know. I don't really care too much for this movie.
I saw this coming.
You did. You called it before it started. Like so, and we kind of talked about that first hour. Very slow and doesn't do anything.
Did you see the greatness in it though, even though you didn't like it? Or you just
I don't
like,
even know about
"No."
that.
Okay, so that's what I said.
When
I
you see
felt like
that
you could
creature,
appreciate it.
It kind of hooks you, and you're kind of. I was kind of wanting to know what that thing was that you saw all bloody. That first time you kind of see it.
Yeah,
but
the
like
wall.
other than that, I didn't really care to pay too much attention to this movie. That's just
Gotcha.
where I'm at. 5.5. That's better than
Dude, you're at least
4 or
about
5.
6 foot for sure. That's like a midget.
Rodney. I'm thinking you're next lowest.
And dude, I'm so curious about Rodney because I actually thought Rodney was gonna love this movie,
What
but
makes
I
you
don't.
think I don't?
I don't know.
Rodney
now.
was cold the whole time.
You didn't write a single fucking note.
Yeah, for
He was
what?
cold the whole time, bro.
He wrote
Oh,
it.
fucking
wrote
forgot
it
to
short.
write
You
notes.
literally wrote possession 8 minutes into the episode.
Yeah, I was.
Hey, that's what's up, though.
That was my
Hey, how
my
smooth
guess.
was that pin, though?
My
I
I do
guess.
like the
That
pen.
pin's
I do
smooth.
like
My
it.
guess was like half right. I was like, I think Josh is gonna be kind of meh on this movie, but he'll at least really appreciate it. And it sounds like
don't
he
even
just
know
was
if I appreciate
meh.
What do you think I give the score?
I have no
I think
idea.
you're around my
Because
score.
like the first
A
like
5 or 6.
the first like 40 minutes or something, he's like, this acting is horrible, and I was over there, and I'm like, this
See, I
acting
didn't even
is
agree with that.
phenomenal.
The girl, I thought, killed it the whole
I think
movie.
it was the over the top. Yeah, she won like an award and shit. But I mean, that even says like at the Rotten Tomatoes, it's like was superb acting or something like that.
87 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Dude, it's a phenomenal horror.
All right,
movie.
Rodney,
But-
where you going?
Yeah, I'm right down the middle on this. I'm a 5.
Really?
Yeah, I'm right down the middle
Jesus
because
Christ,
the
Rodney.
whole beginning of it just I was kind of with him. Like I was like, it's a movie. I'm gonna watch it, but like I don't give 2 squirts of piss about
Yep.
what's going on because it just turned me off for so long in the beginning. But it
Gotcha.
did start to pick up. Therefore, I can't give it lower than a 5 because I almost like it more than I don't. But I also don't hate it.
You might just be
I'm right in the middle.
undecided because
So-
that's what happened to me when I first watched it. I was like, I don't really know how I feel about this.
Did-
But the more I thought about it, I was like, this is a unique, well shot. I can't put another movie up to this, and it feels like it should be warranted as like a horror movie everybody should see with like great movies. other
Rodney,
great movies.
did the first half almost disengage you too much to reel you back in the second half?
Not really, just because of the because I know what like what me and Brandon was talking about earlier, like the era of it, like it's like the early '80s. I get that.
Because I think
and
that's kind of where I like the first half almost disengaged me, almost too much to reel me back in. But then that second half, I think, was definitely a lot better than the first half.
it definitely
Which
had
was
its
in-
good moments.
Yeah.
but
All right. Well, I'm ready
For
to hear
sure.
Brandon's score. I don't.
Should
I'm
I
gonna
go
guess- I'm
first?
gonna guess
He's
it's
in
one
at
three.
eight.
Do you even have a rating ready?
Yeah, I got you.
8.
All right, hook it
Okay,
up.
so I like this movie. It gripped me a little bit, and it has some parts where I felt a little uncomfortable, which I like from horror, quote unquote, drama movies. I give this movie a 7. I went a little high on it, but that's okay because it's hard to keep my attention on a movie, and it did that.
So that's a win.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's a win.
All right, well, time to unleash.
Another 10 on your ass,
Brandon?
Nah.
Brendan Sue.
This is such a hard movie for me to rate. It just is because there's moments in the movie where I'm like, this is almost too hectic. It's too all over the place. I don't know what's going on. But then the next moment I'm like, this is just so ambitious in so many weird ways. And does the ambiguousness of it hurt me, or am I like some other times I'm like, oh, this is amazing. Like I get to make up my own mind. I love that. It's just so up and down when I'm watching it. But at the end of the day, I was going to settle on an 8.6, but after talking about it, I'm going to go 8.8 because I
telling you.
appreciate
That's up
exactly
there.
what it was.
That's
I
nice.
mean,
I'm
motherfucker,
telling
that's
you,
what
talking,
it is.
That's
talking
thick.
about a movie raises your score. We've talked about
But I mean,
that
that's
before.
the consistency is like an 8.8.
So what's our average between us all?
We used to do
we need
that.
math.
We need to do
5,
that.
5.5, 8.8, and a 7.
Hold on.
Yeah, this is a
So we're in
amazing,
mid-7.
amazing horror movie.
We're around a 7.
5.
Josh, what'd you do?
A 5.5.
Are you on the side where he is though, where you're like you can't see it as like an amazing horror film, like not necessarily what you think, but you can see like obviously you think it's a 5, but can you see like, okay, I don't know how this isn't like some type of like cult classic?
Oh
or
no, I
doesn't
can
deserve more
definitely see it
respect?
being a cult classic.
Like it just
100%.
it deserves way more respect. It's so like technically well done. There's some amazing
I could definitely see
action
this being
scenes.
one of those movies that came out when it did, and people were like, "Fuck this movie." But then after, because it's been 40 years now, and people are like, something, this movie's not that bad. It's.
Yeah, and it's not that people didn't like it; it just didn't get the word
Well,
of
it
mouth.
seems like
or
everybody liked it.
spread
Josh,
around,
what'd you pick?
yeah.
I gave it a 5.5.
You get a 5.5, Rodney.
5.
5.
I think he just did.
I'm
the
getting
math, man.
I'm getting a 6.575 average.
So it's like a 6.6.
Give it a 6.5.
6.5, 6.6 is our average.
Oh my
Still-
God, 6.6.
Oh.
6.
We gotta get the fuck out.
All right, wait, who's plugging this? Because Tyler's not here.
I can plug it.
Let Jordan plug
Well, you said Jordan. I was like, plug it in, plug it in. Okay, well, we're rounding out Jordan on all these episodes because this is our 3rd episode of the week. Thank you for coming on, Jordan.
Hey, thank you for having me.
We don't do banner
we
buddies
love it.
enough, but obviously he would be the banner buddy. We've kind of like lost that in the mix for whatever reason. Of course, make sure you like, share, subscribe
Comment.
wherever you're getting this from. We're on Spotify as the official Box Office Banner. We're on YouTube as Box Office Banner. We're on Facebook as Box Office Banner and Box Office Banner Movies. Box Office Banner is more of like our personal page where we post everything. Box Office Banner Movies is the group where we do all types of shit, all the way down to Top 5 Thursdays where you tell us what to do a Top 5 on every fucking Thursday. I mean, Instagram, official Box Office Banner. I think that's about it. I don't get to do this that often because we let those reigns happen to Tyler, but I think I covered everything. We love you guys. What y'all think of the movie? Let me know. Ooh, that's soft.
Peace. We love